Can I have your attention? Can I have your attention? We will get started. We'll start this evening with Pastor Devin Krause with the First United Methodist Church leading us in our invocation.
Would you pray with me? Loving and gracious God, we give you thanks for all your blessings. We pray for a blessed school year for our 48 administrative staff, 592 teachers, 6,673 students and families. Sometimes it's easy to get fixated on ourselves so we forget how big you think, the love that you share for each and every person. We lift up those affected by the tragedy that happened in one of our hospitals last night. We lift up the workers, the nurses, the doctors, police officers, and families. Help us, Lord, help them as they have served us to be a beacon of hope in the midst of trauma beyond words. Use us to bring healing and care for one another. May we do more than love with just our words, but through our actions together. And we give thanks for the larger body that comes together to make a difference. Help us, Lord, that we might see beyond ourselves. Bless those who gather here today with your wisdom, courage, guidance, and strength. Be with us in our discussions and guide us with your wisdom to make decisions that benefit our neighbors. Give us insight to foster a community of integrity and care for others in moments that it would be easy to focus on ourselves. Give us humility to always seek your will in all we do and say. And may we be a living witness, a testament to others of your love and grace for all people everywhere. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Call the meeting to order. We'll start with a roll call of members. Colonel Jans. Here. Matt Lohman. Here. Joe Blackwood.
Here. Randy
Long. Here. Kim Tinius.
Here.
Tori Turnbow.
Here.
Matt Sampson.
Here.
And Chad Mance here. Okay, we'll start with the presentations, Jan.
Yes, tonight our elementary spotlight student to kick off our school year is from Adams, and I'm going to let Mrs. Gregory, the principal, introduce her.
All right, good evening. Just in between Jane and I here. There you go. Right. I'm very excited to introduce an amazing student from Adams Elementary, Sadi Kayad. Sadi is a fifth grader and is known for her leadership, creativity, and dedication to both her school and her community. Sadi is the daughter of Zarson and Shayun Kayad. Sadi stays involved in school. She's a part of the Gifted and Talented program. She's taken part in Circle the State, Honor Choir, the basketball team, and the Advanced Academic After-School Club. She proudly represents the House of Revere through the Ron Clark House system. Outside of school, Sadi continues to shine. She plays volleyball, helps serve food at her church, and loves swimming, traveling, and drawing. When asked what she's most proud of, Sadi said, "It's being a part of Adams Elementary, and we're extremely proud of her too." Today, we're happy to recognize Sadi as a great example of the spirit, heart, and excellence we celebrate in our school.
Please stand. And join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order! On!
Sorry, thanks for coming out tonight. We appreciate you. Cheyenne, if you want to come down here and take a picture, feel free. You can come on down.
That's a lot to get up in front of a room of this many people, so you did a great job. Our next recognition this evening is our Enid High School AP Scholars, and I'm going to let Mr. Craig Liddell tell us about them and introduce them.
Thank you, Ms. Jane. Good evening, board. Dr. Darrell. Students, if you will, go ahead and line up at our spot that we said. And as our students file in, guys, I am going to share a little bit about our AP program. Our numbers of students taking our AP courses keeps rising steadily, and our performance improved considerably. We rose 10% in our scores this last year. Now, we've still got vision for growth. We've not settled in there, but we're certainly on the way up. With that said, the AP Scholar program is quite special. The AP Scholar Awards recognize high school students who have demonstrated exemplary college-level achievement on AP exams. With the recent release of AP data to both educators and students, we have a list of Enid High School's 16 AP Scholar recipients, highest number that we've ever had. So with that, I'm going to share a couple of different things here, and I'm going to jump around a little bit because I now realize that I flipped one group and Mark Ray's gone ahead and ordered all the different pieces that we're going to share with pictures. So I'm going to talk you through how I've done that, and we'll make sense of it. But the first wave of students that we're going to address here, there are 8 students who are recognized as AP Scholars. The students with us, they would either be rising seniors, so this is their senior year in at higher, potentially now become a junior. We also have some students that graduated. They obviously took it as a 12th grader and off to their next calling. So from there, we're going to first of all recognize our AP Scholars, and I'm going to go through them in order. For those who are present, please step out and come in here. Our first on the list is now senior at Enid High School, Dylan Bixler. I'm going to brag on Dylan a little bit. Dylan, up through this awards program, has accumulated 8 AP exams, which is quite impressive as a sophomore and a junior, and going to kick on for his senior year also. Next up, also present with us, senior this year, Miguel Diaz de la Vega, Ochoa. Miguel has taken 5 AP exams so far. A young man who graduated this past year is Blake Fuchsa. We'll recognize Blake, who took 10 AP exams for us. Blake Fuchsa's picture's up there. Those of you who know Blake represented Enid High School very well. With us in presence this evening is senior at Enid High School this year, Leo Gonzalez, who has taken 5 AP exams so far. The next young man also was a graduated senior who took 4 AP exams, and that was Jaden Hokanson. I like that. Thank you. Also in presence with us this evening, senior Lauren Jackson. Lauren has taken 5 AP exams so far. Also for this year, senior Enid High School, Darian McLeave. Darian has taken 6 AP exams. And another graduated senior, the last of this wave of students as the AP Scholars, was Tristan Wilson, who took 4 AP exams and did very well for us. Ms. Johnson is going to take the first picture of that first group of students. After that, students, don't go too far because we want a full picture as well, please. Now this is where I'm going to jump to level 3 because I realized I messed this one up, so go with me on this. We are going to now recognize our highest level, which is our AP Scholar with Distinction. To earn this level, a student this is granted to students who receive an average score of at least a 3.5 on all AP exams taken and scores of 3 or higher on 5 or more of these exams. That's pretty special to be involved with that. So I'm going to go through this list, and we have a couple of these students who are present, and very, very impressive with that. So rising Enid High School senior for this year with 8 exams taken and very good scores is Lawton Evans. 7 AP exams taken was Chance Carpenter, a graduated senior. Also a graduated senior with 8 AP exams taken, Liberty Fulmer. Also a graduated Enid High School senior with 5 AP exams taken, Dana Gwynn. Present with us this evening, and super impressive, also with 8 AP exams taken before going into her senior year and ready to be a stellar senior for us this year, is Annabelle Hamilton. The last of this group was a graduated senior who took 7 AP exams for us, scoring tremendously well, and that was Lena Kang. That's a wave if you want to get that wave, or how do you want to do it? You want to step out and let you still get their picture, and then we'll get everyone's. Thanks, guys. Wonderful. And our last couple that we're going to recognize were AP Scholars with Honours, which is granted to students who receive an average score of at least a 3.25 on all AP exams taken and scores of 3 or higher on 4 or more of these exams. So again, you can see the bar is set very high. Present with us this evening is a sophomore who's risen to become a junior for this school year and already in the mix with this AP Scholar with Honour. 4 AP exams taken and done very well on them, is Mac Brennan. And our last name for tonight, again, AP Scholar with Honour, was last year's valedictorian, 11 AP exams taken, quite impressive over her career, and that was Kinsley Lebeda. Group pick? Yeah, I would love a group pick for them. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Again, the program's rising and doing better and better.
Great
Good job,
job. Parents, if you want to come down and take a picture, feel free to. We'll get one big group picture of them all. Thank you, Mr. Liddell. Let's give them all one big round of applause. Thank you all. Keep it going.
Our next group of recognitions is Enid High School Treble Voices of Concert Choir, and their choirs are directed by Mr. Randy Johnson, and not Randy Johnson. Ooh, there was a slip. Sorry. Little mini Randy, Matthew Johnson, and Riley Faulkner.
Well,
Sorry.
that's on video forever. I'm not going to hear the end of that one. Okay, so while they're making their way up, Ms. Faulkner's going to help pass out certificates. Every year in the vocal world, you can submit our Music Educators Association, Oklahoma Music Educators Association, you can submit your choir's recordings. And they submit those anonymously to be judged by college professors. Usually it's 3 to 4 college professors. And they listen to all the choirs that send in all their songs and all their tracks, and they rank them. And the ranking groups get number 1 ranked group through what usually it's about 3 high schools, get selected every year to go sing at our winter conference in January in Tulsa. And we are super proud that this year that we were selected to sing last, which usually means we were the highest scoring, but it's not said out loud. But we're super stoked about these girls that they get to go sing and present a body of work. They do a 30-minute concert in Tulsa on January 23rd. And I'll make sure that in the December board meeting we can get you guys invitations. It's in First Baptist Church in downtown Tulsa. The groups that are singing that night are Broken Arrow High School, us, and then Oklahoma City University. So we are super excited. And it's a lot of fun. I'm kind of stalling as they're passing. The coolest part about this award is last year's group won it. So it's last year's group's recording that won the award, and then this year's group of girls has to go prove it. So it's kind of a living in two worlds, and it's a lot of fun. And sometimes choir directors submit and you don't know exactly what you have, but after 4 days with these kids, they've already are learning 3-4 songs and they're getting after it, and we're having a lot of fun. So I'm going to go and start reading the names. Girls, if you want to like wave your hand in the air back there. And if I miss somebody, I promise we'll get you at the end. We had a couple roster changes and I was trying to make sure I kept updated. But we have Peyton Abernathy, Adelie Adair, Nolani Alpiche Martinez, Michaela Armstrong, Gracie Atkinson, Grace Blunk, Tristan Camacho, Jamie Chapman, Jessica Cottrell, Lily Emerson, Rayleigh Garnon, Anna Mae Gay, Annabelle Hamilton, Josie Hines, Jenna Jones, Autumn Q, Peyton Kilborn, Zoe Ann Lance, Madison Lordy, Clara Lusby, Alina Malalo, Alyssa Norris, Kingsley Painter, Jenna Pearson, Meredith Plummer, Alexia Richard, Aubrey Richard, Jasmintha Rillametto, Morgan Snyder, Olivia Stanley, Isabel Stewart, Shelby Stitt, Emma Sullivan, Riley Thedford, Christine Trojacek, Jaylee Unruh, Caitlin Wagner, Brooke Waldrop, and Destiny Wilson. So. Yes, and my name's Matt Johnson. I'm super excited. But the kids are really good. Our first concert's October 13th, and you should come out and check it. It'll be after parent-teacher conference that night, and these girls just are stellar and so much fun, and you guys will be amazed at what they sound like. So. And parents, you can come up too and take a picture. Smart kids usually are really good singers.
Cutest little pose. Mr. Johnson and Ms. Faulkner, do you want in there?
Get there first.
All right, ready?
It's all about that.
Okay. Do you see them all? Oh, this is fun.
I like the light show.
Right? All right, I'm going to do one more just in case. Try to take the glare. Here, Jay. All right, go. Oh, yeah, now you gotta squish a little. Oh, what are you trying to say?
Thank you all so much.
Great job, ladies. Congrats, Mr. Johnson, Ms. Faulkner.
Sorry.
It's all right.
All right, I'm never going to live that one down. Okay, our next recognition is our very own Miss Tori Turnbow. Come on down. Miss Turnbow is being recognized as the OSSBA All-State Board Member, and we are going to take your picture.
Congratulations, Ms. Turnbow. Be officially recognized here in a couple weeks at the OSSBA conference. Let's give Ms. Turnbow a round of applause. Congratulations to be recognized by your peers.
Mrs. Turnbow, how many years have you served us on the board? Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. All right, and our last recognition, Mr. Bill Mayberry, come on down. Mr. Mayberry was inducted into the Northeastern Oklahoma Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2025. Would you like to say something,
Absolutely.
sir? Okay.
I never made All-State, so I got the microphone now. We need your picture up in the cafeteria. All All-Staters go up in the cafeteria at Enid High. So, Mr. Darrell, I never made All-State. I just wanted to, on behalf of our family, thank you for educating our entire family in this district. We appreciate it.
Well, congratulations to you, Bill. Don't run off now. We're going to get a picture. Congratulations, Bill. Well deserved. Well deserved.
Okay, item 2 is audience to visitors. We have none this evening. Correct, sir. Item 3 is our superintendent's report. Dr. Darrow.
Okay, part of our strategic plan is we have several directors here tonight to report on their specific areas. Certainly appreciate them coming out and sharing a little bit. I think up first is Ms. Kelly Craig with Child Nutrition. I know we've got the projectors. Looks like we've got a little technical problem, but everybody should have a handout of Ms. Craig's presentation. So I'll turn it over to Ms. Kelly.
Well, first of all, we're very excited to be CEP for the next 4 years, feeding our students free and reduced meals, or free meals, all free meals, breakfast and lunch for the next 4 years. I think you got some material. I just thought it would be interesting for you to read the SMART snacks and the meal pattern for breakfast, the meal pattern for lunch. Those are our guidelines, and we have lots of guidelines that we have to go through. And also we're going to be implementing what we call NutriSlice. It's going to take a few weeks for it to get it on. But on our menu, you're going to be able to press on like Monday's menu, and it will give you all the nutritional information. But like I say, it's going to take a few weeks. We're implementing it. We're getting it all rolled over. But that will be good for parents and students. And also, my assistant director, Richard, was supposed to be here tonight. So we don't have the slides? Oh, okay. Longfellow, redoing Longfellow has always been his dream, and he finally achieved it, along with a lot of help. So, I'm going to act like I'm Richard, not really. Okay, these are the couple of projects they did this summer. First one is Coolidge School, which actually got an upgrade last year, but this year they went back and upgraded the flooring, put new tile flooring in the kitchen, and new coating in the dining area. The other project was a remodel to Longfellow's kitchen. This project, they were the only ones that had fryers. So we really, really wanted to get the fryers out. That way we have no fryers in any schools now. So it started Monday, May 19th, and just finished up getting all the equipment and everything restocked August the 12th. And the costs are $115,000 for the new walk-in freezer, a walk-in freezer to the refrigerator conversion, 6 new convection ovens, 4-burner stove, 2 new warming/holding cabinets, numerous stainless steel tables and sinks. $58,000 went for the demo of the old kitchen and floor tile, but also included installation of stainless steel on the walls and around several door jambs, built new office area, install floor tile and paint. $70,000 for the new up-to-date hood vent system over all the equipment. This required rerouting several gas and water lines, also the removal of old steam lines that were in the way of the new hood. $15,000 for electrical upgrades, $16,000 for plumbing upgrades, total cost $275,000. And I thought there was another. Oh, let's see. This was something that needed to be done for a long time. It will make the kitchen safer and a lot more efficient, and our staff there at Longfellow are truly excited. So, as far as food costs this year, he has not seen a large increase over the past couple of years, like we had over the past couple of years. Food and supplies costs for this year, going by the bids, looks to be about $1.6 million if all the quantities are projected. And that's all I have. Any questions?
Well, thank you, Kelly. Board members have any questions for Mrs. Craig? Thank you for keeping the kids fed every day. We certainly appreciate you. Okay, next up is Chief Priest and the campus police, and looks like he's got a crew with him.
Thank you for having us. We greatly appreciate it. I don't have a lot to say. I think I've stood up here the last couple of years and probably talked for minutes upon minutes. The primary function of Enid Public School Campus Police is to provide security for all the school sites that we have. Sometimes you don't think about that, but it's a high school. It's an alternative high school. 3 middle schools, 11 elementary schools, 2 4-year-old programs, a transportation property maintenance area, and ASC. So that's 20 buildings in a town of Enid size that the 7 of us try to visit multiple times a day. We can only accomplish that for many reasons. One, everybody that you see here, they got hired at one time or another, and they've been here the whole time. The only time that I hired somebody that did not make it was, I blame it on COVID. They started about a week before COVID hit, and they didn't come back. So everybody here, I'll introduce them. They can wave. Greg Pavlik, he has been here since February 21st of 2019. He is the longest tenured campus police officer. He takes care of our evidence. Officer Rios and I, we started January 3rd, 2020. Officer Lomway, he is not here tonight. He had a family issue to deal with this afternoon. He's been here since January 4th of 2021. Officer McGrath and Officer Harrell, they've been here since July 20th of 2023. So this is their 3rd school year. And then Officer Fleer has been here since January 2nd of 2024 after retiring 20 years at the Enid Police Department. We do a lot of things with the Enid Police Department, Garfield County Sheriff's Office. Lomway today went and translated for the police department. So the way that we do this, we had the tragedy last night. They communicated with us by about 12:45 in the morning so that we'd be aware. I know everybody's probably read the paper, the amount of agencies that showed up. That's what we can expect if we ever need their help from as far away as Major County. So the way that we keep all those schools safe in that huge town is all those partnerships. Okay, we're all in it together. We all want to keep each other safe. It's a vested interest. My whole family basically works or goes to the school system. My wife, 3 of my children, my granddaughter, they're all here. So it's a vested interest for all of us to keep everybody safe. Like I say, the main thing is to provide security. There's a few things that we do. Rios, Harrell, and McGrath are DARE certified instructors. So we teach DARE to every 5th grader in Enid Public Schools. This fall, that will be 15 classes. I think next fall, it's maybe a little bit, but we're talking 13, 14 classes. So getting pretty close to 30 classes for a year. We provide security for all the athletic and fine art events, football games, basketball games, soccer, tri-state, as well as prom, May Fete, graduation, etc. And then we participate in the emergency drills and the health and safety meetings for all EPS campuses. They show up every day. They do everything that I ask them to do, and I'm very proud of them. And we're glad that you guys had us come up so we could be recognized.
Any questions, board members? Ms. Turnbow?
Thank you.
Yep. Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Any other questions? Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, Campus Please. Okay, next up is our technology director, Jeff Herbal. Jeff, good to see you tonight. Every day's a little bit better since the surgery. Moving a little bit better. All right.
8 weeks out. I'm hoping to get rid of that walker in the next week or two, so completely. So thank you, everyone. Have a little handout here. The first item I wanted to point out for this year was we're in our 10th year of our one-to-one. I think that in itself is a great accomplishment. For everyone that was here during COVID, it put us ahead. We were leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else when it came to COVID, and that project just keeps rolling along. We keep providing our students with the devices, and the goal is to get them prepared for the future, and we're giving them the technology they need to be prepared for the future. So definitely, I think we like to call it EPS Connect 3.0 because we're in our third iteration of the one-to-one. And it's been, I think, a great benefit to everyone in the district. The next item I want to talk about is AI in our schools. I have there's a little little image on the front. On the back, I blew it up so you can see it a little bigger. And it just talks about how AI is impacting education. And it's taking over every facet. It is coming into every area of our lives, as you well know. But in the school district, we like to wall garden it, I guess is the best way to put it. We like to provide the resources, but make sure they're vetted and they're the appropriate resources for our staff and students. So for that, we have vetted Google Gemini. Google also has released what they're calling Notebook LM for all K through 12 students this year. It's been available for everyone 18 and older for the last 3 or 4 years. It is a tool that will help the students even more in the classroom. And we've been a test pilot for Conmingo for the last few years. We've expanded that to all of our secondary students. Those are 3 areas that we have researched and we have determined are the right resources for our students and our staff at this time. There are tons of other resources out there, and you may hear, why don't we use this? Why don't we use this? Why don't we use that? We just can't vet every AI that's out there on the market. Everybody's coming out with stuff every day. And these meet our data security. They meet our areas where we believe our students are safe and are protected in those environments. So we're meeting all the areas that we believe are safe in the AI environment. And we will start, well, I say we've used AI in IT for over 10 years. The tool we have on our Chromebooks that monitors it daily has had an AI on it for 10 years. It monitors our Chromebooks and tells us if students are doing bad stuff, because with the enrollment that we have, we can't keep track of every student every day, so we have an AI. So AI is it's integrated into all our part. So I wanted to show that it is going to start, you're going to start seeing it more in day-to-day life. Every application is going to add it. Our Power School's starting to add it. They've added AI buddies that of course they want us to pay for. We haven't yet, but there's all sorts of AIs coming into all areas that we do business. So wanted to give you a heads up just of what we're doing and how we're keeping our students and teachers safe in an AI environment right now. Talk about 4 key areas that we focus on. Safety and for all of our students and staff. Physical safety with our security. From our standpoint, we monitor cameras and access control. And we
passed our bond issue where we continue to add new cameras and new access control where needed. We're also, we found a flaw in our badge system last year. We're going to be replacing our badges this year with upgraded technology. And we're also moving toward wearables for the classroom for security. So we're constantly looking at areas that we can improve safety and security in our classrooms. And creative new technologies. Talked about AI. VR and AR are continuing to become more and more in use. Our Gear Up programs are putting more VR back into our classrooms at our middle school. So you're going to hear students using headsets as part of Gear Up. That's VR. So they'll be able to take virtual tours and virtual field trips and go into virtual environments and that type of stuff. So those are all things that we do in a managed environment. The areas that we can manage and control what they're getting access to, that they're not going to bad stuff and that type of thing. Data privacy, I've talked about data privacy before. It's very big in my world. It is something I've worked with. I'm working with on a state level with our state organization to make sure helping school districts throughout the state. But I want to let you know, we're also continue to do that here. Since I've been back, I've been working on vetting 10 applications that the schools want to use to make sure that they're following the rules and regulations that we have in place and the laws that are out there in the world. And supportive technology and impact in education. My department, I feel, impacts every student every day. We don't teach students, but we provide technology to teachers, we provide it to students. We make sure that technology is working across the district so we have a daily impact. And that's one of the reasons I've been doing this for 29 years now, is that I have an indirect impact in every student in our district every day, every year for the last 29 years. So I'll give you some of the numbers. We had a project this summer where we had to touch every one of our iPads. We had to reconfigure them. So the goal is to make teachers' lives a little easier and incorporate our filtering system, a GoGuardian teacher, onto our iPads. We haven't had that before. So we had to go touch every one of the 1,500 iPads. We re-imaged our desktops. They're starting to work slower. They needed a new refreshed image. The goal with that is to hopefully make teachers' productivity a little better, so their systems, they're not calling us so much during the year about bad systems or systems not working correctly. Projectors, you don't think about projectors. We have to go clean projectors. Those filters get dirty. They're running all day, every day for 170 days. They get dirty, and if they're clean, it increases the life of that. So we did that this summer. You calibrate smart boards, making sure that's working. All that stuff makes the teachers' classrooms more efficient. Audio systems in the classroom, we reconfigured 350 of those, and then also our desktop phones are our intercoms. They are what teachers use in the classroom to communicate with the office. We went around and checked every one of those, made sure everyone was working and efficient. The goal was to get an inventory and make sure things were efficient and running correctly when we started the year. So that's just a quick brief of what we did this summer. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Thanks for coming out. Good to see you. Okay, last, certainly not least, is going to be Mr. Rick Moulton with Transportation. Mr. Moulton's got a busy job, and keeping all those buses rolling with air conditioning. I know we had a little incident this weekend, but
yeah, and I want to say thank you for making me last, because if it would have been first, that strobe light show was really tough on old people, so it gave me a chance to recuperate there. So on the transportation update, I give you numbers from last year, is that there were 3,349 students that were eligible to ride the buses last year. We ran 53 morning routes and 57 afternoon routes for a total of 112 routes a day. This year should be right around the same number. That's what I'm shooting for. Buses total miles in one day, we run 1,750 miles a day. I don't think people realize, how many miles that we actually run, but that's what it works out to be. Now that does not include our activity trips. Whenever we go out of town, we go to Tulsa, we go to those, Oklahoma City. That does not include those. Start of school this year. Our first day of school was a little crazy with traffic around school sites. It always is, because parents taking their kids to school, and we perfectly understand that. We had problems getting up to the door in order to pick up the kids to get them home. We ran about 45 minutes late the first day. And if we're 45 minutes late at one school and we're going to two schools, then we're 45 minutes late at the next school. But that worked itself out. The next day, the second day, we were right back clicking and going. Third day, right back just where we should be. First day was a lot of calls of where's my kid, but I can tell you, we didn't lose any that I know of. So they all made it home. Prairie View construction. I think you all are aware of the construction. That's the sidewalk and the bridge and everything. I think that started last year at the end of school. It still is in progress. So basically what we have had to do is make a stop at Mount Vernon and Willow. And we stop there. We gather all those kids because they can't walk to school. And so we throw all those kids on a bus. It does crowd a bus. There's 3 to 4 kids in a seat. They're smaller kids, but they're only on the bus for about a minute and a half. And so we take them up, we drop them off. At night, we load them back up, we take them back down to Mount Vernon and drop them off again. Mount Vernon is the pickup point because that's where our crossing guard is. That's the safest point to get them north and south off of Willow so that they're safe. And that's our number one deal, is to make sure that the kids are safe. So that's why we have picked that up as a drop-off point and pickup. This year's bond money spending. So what I've decided to do is International has a lease program. They lease buses to schools, and they lease them for 2 to 3 years tops. A new bus runs about $150,000 per bus. So I looked at some of their lease buses. They're 2022s. They had 20 and 30,000 miles on them. I negotiated price to where I could buy each bus for $71,000. So basically we spent $213,000 for 3 buses when it would have cost us $150,000 for one bus. They do have air conditioning, and they did come with cameras already on them. So that's an additional cost on top of the $150,000 that we would have, well, the air conditioning would have come with the $150,000, but the cameras would have been an additional cost. So those are all set up. We're working on those. I can tell you our biggest problem right now is air conditioning on buses. It's not like cars. Bus air conditioning is kind of new to the industry, so each company fights that. And we're not the only school district that's fighting air conditioning on buses, but we are trying to make sure that that's working. Every route bus and stuff here in Enid should have air conditioning on it. I got stuck on one today that didn't have air conditioning. I was like going, what's wrong with this? I wasn't very smart. So, but that's okay. I would rather take that and sweat before I had somebody else do it. So basically we bought 3 buses for the price of 1.5 new ones is what we did. It was a great savings for it. I think it's something that we probably ought to look at every year, because you can get a new bus and in the first 10 or 15,000 miles, you're probably going to have problems with it. So hopefully those problems are worked out, and they are still under warranty. That was the sell point for that. So I put in for grant money. I put in for the Department of Environmental Quality. The grant will be in the neighborhood of $37,568. We were awarded that grant. It will replace one of our older wheelchairs that we're still using. It's a 2004 model. Now we have one good wheelchair bus that's fairly new, but we need at least 2, and then we need a backup. And the one, I do have two backups right now, but one of them, if you go down the road, it looks like it's spraying for mosquitoes. So it's throws a fog out behind it. That's not good. You can go to the parking lot and you can follow an oil trail all the way from our parking lot to where it went to get worked on. So, but that is what I'm trying to do. So with the grant money of $37,568, and then the bond money, which is $87,000 left over, the new bus will be under $150,000. I'll have the final numbers probably this week. That means it would cost us a neighborhood of $25,432 for a bus. So, and I believe that is going to come down, because the 150 that they quoted me when I talked to him the other day said that's probably going to be below that. So I'm guessing around 140. But you got to remember, the grant money goes upon the cost of the bus. So that means our grant money could fall also. But I think we're in pretty good shape with that. Any questions?
Any questions for Rick? Well, thank you, Rick. Jeff, Kelly, Rick, Chief Priest, thanks for coming out tonight. You guys do a lot of work behind the scenes to keep this thing going, and we certainly appreciate it. Thank you again for coming out. Okay, board members, I'll move on to item E, and this is actually an action item, and this is in regards to House Bill 3958. You should have a document there in front of you. This document was originally board approved on July 15th for the the employee to student communication devices that we use, platforms. That was on July 15th. We had to come back and modify it on November 18th. And we're adding a few more programs that are listed down there at the bottom. This is something that Jeff actually talked about earlier. Jeff's still hanging around. This is something that comes from our instructional leadership team that we've integrated. And I just need to seek your approval so our employees will be within the law when they communicate with the students. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion by Matt Lohman and a second by Tori Turnbow. Is there any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote. Matt Lohman?
Yes.
Joe Blackwood?
Yes.
Randy Long?
Yes.
Kim Tinius?
Yes.
Tori Turnbow?
Yes.
Matt Sampson?
Yes.
Chad Mance, yes.
Okay, thank you for that approval. We'll make sure our employees are using those platforms as intended. We'll get that rolled out immediately. That takes me to item G. Item G is capacity numbers. And we've got a slight change, just something we need to update a little bit on regarding capacity numbers. And that's, we've added a second grade at Glenwood and at Garfield. So our capacity numbers have gone up by 18 for each place, Glenwood and Garfield. So again, just to keep this compliant and up to date, I just seek your approval. Mr. Rader, did I hit all the details there? Okay.
Move we approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Tori Turnbow, a second from Kim Tinius. Is there any discussion? We'll vote. Matt Lohman?
Yes.
Joe Blackwood?
Yes.
Randy Long?
Yes.
Kim Tinius?
Yes.
Tori Turnbow?
Yes.
Matt Sampson?
Yes.
Chad Mance, yes.
Okay, thank you again for that, and we'll get those updated as well. That takes me to item G, and that's our student enrollment. So looking at Power School right now, we've got several kids, obviously, where we've had day 4 of school. We're over 7,000 kids listed in Power School, and we have about 180 that are getting currently processed. So once we get these 180 processed, that's going to put our projection at 7,307 is what we're predicting today. Now again, students come, students go. This is a very fluid number, but 7,300 to me is encouraging because we finished the school year about 7,200 last year. But please, I will continue to monitor this. I'll continue to report. Typically, this really flat lines. We start getting more stable after Labor Day, so it'll probably vary a little bit, but 7307 is currently where we're at, and I will keep you posted on the months to come. Sam, Randy, want to add on that? It's pretty accurate. Very good. Okay, that takes me to item H. Item H is just a quick reminder. We have the Great Land Run coming up here September 20th. That is going to be at the Redbird Farm. Everyone should have a poster at your area. Feel free to post that up at your work or your buddy's work or wherever, but please promote that as much as possible. Just want to remind everyone that all proceeds go to Enid Public Schools. In the last 17 years, we've raised over $500,000 for Enid Public Schools. So this is just a wonderful win-win. Just a big shout out to the Great Land Run organization, and we benefit from this greatly, and appreciate all the many businesses that support this every year. So if you're a runner, come out and run. Or if you want to volunteer, come out and volunteer. But it's a wonderful event and benefits Enid Public Schools extremely. Excuse me. Okay, finishing up item H, I'll go down to the cell phone update, and I just want to talk about this, and I'm not going to talk about this every month, but this is a big one. This is a big culture shift for us as a school, and as day 4, we've had 4 good days of implementing the no cell phone policy. Not only our policy, but that's also state law. We've had a really good 4-day start. We've got a principal meeting on Wednesday. That's a good time to kind of bring everybody together and make sure we're all on the same page and get their feedback. And I'm interested then we can kick around ideas as well. You've got an envelope at your area. This is something that Mr. Rader and I and others we worked on that this summer, and it's basically some steps and some guidelines for our teachers that might be struggling with a student. There's 5 steps to implement there. Just a good framework for our teachers that are in the classroom struggling with that might be struggling with that, excuse me. But again, a big shout out to our parents and our students and our staff. 4 days into we're getting really good feedback, and I appreciate everybody's support thus far, because this is a big challenge. Mr. Rader, you want to chime in there?
No, it's interesting, because I saw a Facebook post from one of our secretaries at the high school talking about how kids are walking with their head up in the hallways, they're high-fiving each other, they're talking to people, they're interacting with each other, and I'm just telling you that has not happened in the past. I mean, it was between classes, it was like this, and so getting good feedback, and Mr. Liddell has said the same thing.
Any questions, board members, on that? Again, we won't talk about this every month, but we've had a good start, and I appreciate everyone's support on that. And then the last item for me is board members, just a reminder, we have the OSSBA conference coming up here in September 4th through the 7th. If you need any board member points, professional development points, it'd be a great opportunity. Just reach out to Miss Annie and she'll get you registered. And if you need a motel, we can get you hooked up with that too. And also, Saturday morning, Mrs. Turnbow will be recognized for all state board member. Quite an honor. Definitely want to be there to support you for that. And congratulations again. But saying that concludes my superintendent's report, President Mance.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Darrow. Takes us to item 4, regular business. Discussion and possible action to approve the following consent agenda items. We can take item 1 through 9.
Move we approve.
Okay, I have a motion by Joe Blackwood.
Second.
Second by Matt Lohman. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will vote. Matt Lohman?
Yes.
Bill Blackwood?
Yes.
Randy Long?
Yes.
Kim Tinius?
Yes.
Tori Turnbow?
Yes.
Matt Sampson?
Yes.
Chad Mance, yes. Okay, B, discussion and possible action to approve the district financial report for July 2025. Dr. Robinson.
So this is the time of year where the financial report looks kind of funny when you look at the general fund, the building fund, because if you look there, it has money collected, and it only shows $1.2 million collected. That's because our auditor hasn't provided us with the estimate of needs that allows us to bring our cash forward into the general fund and building fund. So I don't want anybody to panic like we were talking about all this money last month and now there's no money there. The money's there. September we're going to approve the estimate of needs, and then the balance sheet looks right once again. So anyways, just want to kind of bring that to light. Again, expenditures are in a good place. We have made some budget adjustments. We made those actually last fiscal year, kind of knowing what we were heading into this fiscal year. We were finally given our initial allocation in state aid, and that number has dropped by about $1 million. That was a little bit more than expected, but there was an expectation of a drop because we knew student enrollment had been going down. So I'm gonna kind of equate this to something that we can all familiarize ourselves with. Losing $1 million in state aid is kind of like going out to eat. Your budget's a little bit tighter. You don't get to drink tea at dinner. You're going to drink water instead. Maybe you don't have dessert every time you go out for dinner, but you're still going to get to eat. We're still going to take care of all the needs in our district. Nobody's going to do without. You just may not get the extra that makes things a little bit nicer at the end of the day. So by saying that, we're in a really good financial position because of the things that's happened in the past. We're set up for these kind of downturns when they happen. There's always a chance enrollment comes up, October report goes up, and that $1 million is washed away, and we're all back to drinking nice tea and having dessert after dinner once again. But anyways, I say that in a joking manner because I think it's something everybody can kind of relate to. We're still taking care of things. Nobody's losing a job. Nobody's doing without. Football team's still getting uniforms. We're still buying basketballs for the basketball team. Things are in a really good place, and we always need to have a plan of what we're going to do, and we're in a place with Dr. Darrow where we're thinking a year out. We're thinking a year out on finance. We're thinking a year out on what's the next thing we need to do project-wise. And as long as we're staying in that kind of mindset, I think the financial health of the district is always going to be in a good place.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Tori. Who was the second?
Joe.
Joe, thank you, Joe. Joe Blackwood with the second. Is there any discussion? No discussion. We'll vote. Matt Lohman.
Yes.
Joe Blackwood.
Yes.
Randy Long.
Yes.
Kim Tinius.
Yes.
Tori Turnbow.
Yes.
Matt Sampson.
Yes.
And Chad Mance, yes. Item C, discussion and possible action to approve an agreement to utilize Power School student information systems and talent ed records with guaranteed pricing for the next 6 years with a rate increase of 4% after fiscal year 27. Each year will be paid in the financial year, or in the fiscal year for the subscribed rate.
All right, so with all software, you can be subject to a 2% increase all the way up to a 12 or 15, kind of at the will of whatever that company wants. We've typically been seeing about 10% increases since COVID on most of our technology subscriptions that we have. Power School said, if you guys will do a long-term agreement with us, we're going to hit you at 4% after year 2. I think this is a good thing. We're kind of hedging and can budget for what our increases are going to be with our student information system. This also includes Talent Ed, which is our recruit hire application as well. So I don't want everybody to think it's just one for all students. It's also for hiring teachers and personnel. To me, it's a good deal. We know we're not going to go away from Power School. We've been with Power School for many, many years. Power School's here to stay. And again, we're setting ourselves up to where we know and we control what the rate of increase is going to be, at least for the next 5 years.
Move we approve. Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Tori, second by Joe. Any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Matt Lohman.
Yes.
Joe Blackwood.
Yes.
Randy Long.
Yes.
Kim Tinius.
Yes.
Tori Turnbow.
Yes.
Matt Sampson.
Yes.
And Chad Mance, yes. Okay, item D, discussion and possible action to approve an agreement to utilize Power School eCollect for 3 years with a total cost year 1 of $10,222.97, in year 3 of $10,584.
So eCollect is a system I'm going to give you just kind of like the surface level because that's about where I'm at on Power School products. But it's the health forms, the low income reports, all those things that parents fill out online, they get submitted into Power School and uploaded that we're required to have on students. eCollect is supposed to make that easier, make it more efficient, reduce man hours on all of those things. And Power School, because we're doing a long-term agreement on this, 3 years, we're going to pay for this year at $10,000. They're going to give us next year, and then we have in year 3, we'll pay another bill for that additional $10,000. So to me, this is another one of those. It's a win-win. eCollect, the people who deal in this every day, we've been in discussions over this, I don't know, for about the past 3 or 4 months that I've been involved with it. And I'm one of those guys that if you really like it and it's going to make your job easier and you know it, then let's pull the trigger on it and make it happen. So here we are. Just need your approval on it.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, so I have a motion from Kim and a second from Joe Blackwood. Is there any discussion? Okay, we will vote. Matt Lohman,
Yes.
Joe Blackwood,
Yes.
Randy Long,
Yes.
Kim Tinius,
Yes.
Tori Turnbow,
Yes.
Matt Sampson,
Yes.
Chad Mance, yes. Okay, that takes us to E, discussion and possible action to approve an agreement between Enid Public Schools and the Oklahoma Department of Human Services for an 80% DHS, 20% EPS funded school-based family services program. DHS will allow the district to utilize existing employees for the retitled positions who will work with students and families for mental health access, basic needs, academic assistance, and family support.
So we did this. We started last year with 2 employees. They were going to allow us to add 2 more last year. They kind of pulled the funding plug at the end of the year, but we were okay because they were existing employees. They were already in the books. This year, they are funding those 4. I regret to tell you that the number is somewhere between $200,000 and $315,000. We're still kind of working that out with DHS. But the contracts, it's all sitting there digitally. That's why you guys didn't get to see a copy of it. But to me, anytime somebody's willing to pick up 80% of the salaries for employees that are going to benefit students and families, this is kind of a no-brainer, but it does require your approval for us to proceed.
Motion to approve. Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Matt Lohman, second by Joe Blackwood. Is there any discussion? No discussion, we will vote. Matt Lohman,
Yes.
Joe Blackwood,
Yes.
Randy Long,
Yes.
Kim Tinius,
Yes.
Tori Turnbow,
Yes.
Matt Sampson,
Yes.
and Chad Mance, yes. Okay, item 5, is there any new business?
I think there's just a big thunderstorm out there. I think that's why we keep losing all the power and rain.
Lightning strike.
And lightnings, yeah. So
Yeah.
no, in all seriousness, no new business. Everything's going very well. Day 4.
Okay. Item 6, reports, items of information, board comments, and/or questions. Colonel Jans, do you have anything for us?
On behalf of Colonel Lundaby and the parents of Vance Air Force Base, we all want to thank you and thank everyone for their support for to transport our students back to the base. To our youth program and teen center, it is very much appreciated. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Does any other board member have comments or questions? Okay. Item 7, next regular meeting will be right here, September 15th at 6 p.m. Item 8, discussion and possible action to approve a proposed executive session to discuss the employment of those individuals and/or positions listed on the attached Exhibit A, negotiation concerning employees and/or representatives of employee groups, and possible purchase or appraisal of real property. A motion?
So moved.
A motion by Tori, second by Joe. Thank you. Any discussion? Let's vote. Matt Lohman,
Yes.
Blackwood,
Yes.
Randy Long,
Yes.
Continuous,
Yes.
Tori Turnbow,
Yes.
Matt Sampson,
Yes.
Chad Mance. Okay, we're executive session, 7:04.
7:04.